I now have some serious thinking to do, whether to change the clip on that intro to that magnificent Thomas Souček curling effort at Goodison Park yesterday afternoon. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you join us for a little bit of a match reflection on this Sunday evening of what we saw, and specifically those last 10 minutes on Merseyside yesterday. And yeah, my disbelief is still evident. Mike is joining me. Mike, how are you, mate?
Yeah, great, mate. Yeah, excellent. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We'll go through the game. We'll go through the day as well. But Mike, from your perspective as a whole, what did you make of it?
Well, since Souček's turned into prime Zinedine Zidane, doesn't seem to be a problem, does it? I mean, unbelievable. The last two games he's been superb, but it was a typical Moyes result, really. Bit of a smash and grab, but hey, I did say the other night, we might need Areola to come to the party, and he certainly.
He was magnificent, by far the best on the pitch yesterday by an absolute country mile. I think I counted in the end, like it was just a continuation with the group of fans we had around us. Another save for Areola, and we just consistently say if it wasn't for Areola, we'd have lost this by quite a long stretch. And I don't think that's at all hyperbolic in the way that it happened. Just save after save after save from Alphonse Areola. Just specifically that one where it was on the right hand side, it was sort of cut back and he hit it and he sort of like dived onto the ball and managed to keep hold of it. I saw that in real time, right? That's absolutely sensational. It was quite difficult from our angle to see how good the penalty was. It wasn't fantastic looking at the replay, but he still saved that. He made saves that he should have made, but he parried them away out of danger as well, which some people forget. Overall, and he got his credit at the end when they came over. Areola, and he sort of went like that to the travelling fans as well, which is what we like to see. And honestly, I sat back in the car last night. I went, this is France's number one or France's number two. He's won the World Cup. He's won the Champions League with PSG. He's been in Real Madrid, and all of a sudden we've got him at his peak. He's kept us in games for months, Mike.
Oh yeah, you go back to the Brighton game when he pulled off 3 or 4 worldly saves. You need your goalie to do that to keep you in games, but and then when you get the chance, you got to take it. And people say it's a bit lucky, but hey, if your goalie's that good, he deserves it. I mean, to be totally honest, Jake, I always thought that he was a great shot stopper. It's his kicking that's always been a little bit of a problem, but that's gradually getting better. And if he keeps working on it, he could be one of the top keepers in the league.
For sure, and there is no, by any stretch, yesterday his performance was flawless. Not one keeper in the world is getting to that header. If they are, they're doing incredibly well, because that was pinpointing the corner at pace as well. So if any keeper saves that on the planet, I'll be impressed. So look, I think his performance was utterly flawless yesterday, and he gets a 9 or a 10 out of 10 from that, because his distribution is improving. He is saving. Literally yesterday he saved everything that Everton chucked at him. And firstly, I think it's really good for us to say that Alphonse Areola was brilliant, and he did keep us in it, because on another day they'd have been more clinical. Some of their shots were quite lame. I thought their finishing was really quite poor, but considering the positions they got in, Mike, they really didn't take advantage and capitalise when they had us on the back foot after they scored the opening goal. That 5-minute period between them scoring and us scoring, we were on the back foot, and boy did we need that equaliser when we got it against a run of play from a set piece.
But to be fair, we did. We rode our luck. Areola, I think one of his best saves was the one that deflected up and he got back. And
he got back and I thought that was in.
To be totally honest, and I'm a big fan of Fabianski, he wouldn't have got anywhere near that. No. That would have been in the net, because he just seems to have that brilliant leap. But going back to Everton, they've been missing chances all season, Jake. I mean, their finishing has been atrocious. Calvert-Lewin, when he come on, I thought, here we go, he's going to score now.
Everybody said that around us,
But he kept out 2 of his efforts, which weren't, I don't think they were great efforts, to be honest. I think he scuffed one of them.
Yeah.
But They still had to be kept out. You know, I mean, yeah, you've got to score. You've got to go 2-0 up. When you're on top like that and you're 1-0 up, you really got to go 2-0 up, because it only takes one break down the other end and all of a sudden you're in trouble.
Exactly. You know, as I said, they scored their first goal, which, if we're being totally honest, was coming to an extent. You know, with the end to the first half and the penalty, and then it sort of rolled into the second half and continued on in the same vein. And they scored, and we sort of went, yeah, that's been coming. That was the sort of collective response. And then the crowd woke up a little bit, and everybody just sort of sensed that this was a big moment. And I think McNeil got it on the right hand side. There was a really big come on from the crowd, and we were really on the back foot at that point and struggling, you know. And if they'd have capitalised on a couple of the chances they had in that 5-minute period, 2-0 up, then that makes our task even more difficult to come back. But I think the timing of that equaliser couldn't have been any better. It's a pinpoint ball in from James Ward-Prowse. We had a perfect view. If you've watched the vlogs, you can see the perfect view that we had as he curled it in, and it's a glancing header that was put in perfectly by Kurt Zuma. And overall, we haven't seen that for a while from a set piece, but sort of reinforced our stature from it. And just a word on Kurt Zuma: scored the goal, gave away the penalty, which I think was a penalty on second glance. And I thought he was a bit better, but that goal, it was needed at the time, Mike, I felt anyway.
Yeah, it definitely was needed. I mean, I think Price has put some good corners in all season. We just haven't been meeting them enough. I know Mavropanos got the one against Arsenal. Yeah. You know, we've scored a few from corners, but nowhere near the amount we have been. But then teams, they do cotton onto that, Jake. You know what I mean? And they learn to stop you. But yeah, I mean, that we needed that equaliser straight away. Unbelievable. But shout out to Zuma, because I thought he had a much better game.
He did, yeah.
Much.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take some comments before we carry on. See who is joining us. Usual suspect. I hope you are well. Fat Editors, keep it with the same intro. Beating Brighton away was the best moment of the season so far. Yeah, I tell you what, that Brighton game felt really, really, really decisive at the time, and it was a sort of party atmosphere. But do you know what? With the manner that we won yesterday, I think it's just about topped. That away end was absolutely incredible, and I must say, the West Ham fans were brilliant as always again yesterday. You know, over the two tiers, and even when we went a goal behind, we continued to outsing a rather bleak and defeated Goodison Park crowd. I must admit, you know, I did expect more from them. I don't know whether that came across on any of the streams any of you guys were watching, but I was really quite shocked at how, I mean, they came up, Mike, let me paint this scene. So they came out with their Everton, and in the end next to us, they held up this banner thing with what I could just determine as a Sean Dyche, like a lauding of Sean Dyche on like a banner, and everyone was going, "Is that Sean Dyche on there?" And it was, and it just seemed utterly bizarre, and it was just, the whole experience was just a bit bizarre from them. And I don't know whether they think they're coming or going or anything, but the confidence for them, as their finishing sort of conveyed, is at rock bottom.
Yeah, they've had that problem all season. But I mean, you know, I've been up to Everton a couple of times in the past, and the atmosphere has always been really good. But I've been watching a few games this year, and they've been really, they've been like really shaky. The crowd has there. They've got them going. They've got going at the start of the game, and they quite often conceded an early goal, or the crowd have started getting frustrated, and you can understand it though, Jake. You know, we've seen it enough, haven't we? You know, when the team have got to give it back to the crowd, they've got to give the crowd something to go for as well. I mean, it's a two-way thing. And if you're not doing
I think it was probably just that hint of nerves, but of the sort of relegation situation, and I just expected a bit more with the points deduction news being reduced, and I was just thinking, they're going to be a little bit more up for this, and they seemed almost resigned to what was coming, even though they were on top in the game. The crowd just seemed to be resigned to the inevitability of it in the end, which sort of shocked me a little bit. But let's take some more comments. Wazim, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Typical Moyes result, a win. Winning is what he does, something like that. Something like that. Lawrence, thanks for joining us. Troj as well. I hope you're all well. Buzzing, yeah, buzzing sums it up quite nicely, for sure. The grilling is in progress in Lexington. Lawrence, very good, very good. 3 great goals and 3 great points too. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Fatty says we can't call it a lucky win when we never say we are unlucky to lose. Yeah, I mean, look, Everton had some fantastic chances, but at the end of the day, if they don't put them away, which was what happened yesterday, we were there. And what I said to Nicky after the game, afterwards, I said, look, we stuck with them. We weren't fantastic yesterday, but we stuck with them to the end, and then our quality shone through in the final third. And that's the fact and reality of it, I think. Happy Amaret, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Let's scroll down on some of these comments and see what you guys are saying. Everyone's having a little chat. James, hope well. He says, I actually lost money. I had Alvarez to get a yellow. He didn't get booked yesterday, did he? I think he's only 1 or 2 yellows away from that 2-game
He's 8
ban.
or 9. I think he might be 9, and then I think 10 is a 2 match normally.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Souček 9 goals in all comps this season. Not bad returns. Oh, StreamYard have added the little spanner to it. That's new. Very good. Very good. So you can now see as I pop them up onto the screen who the moderators are. Could hardly hear the Toffees, to be honest. Their fans must be pretty miserable with everything hanging over their heads. They were. That's the sense that I got, you know. And honestly, if I don't have to go back to that toilet again, then I'm not going to complain. You know, if they go down, I'm not going to complain, because honestly, Mike, I bet you've seen back in the day, you've seen some better toilets than that. 1 line of urinals and one cubicle in a literal box that is no bigger than like this corner of my bedroom. It's shambolic.
Seen some real dodgy ones over the years, mate. Don't you worry. I can go back into the 70s, and oh my god, mate, some of them have been diabolical. Yeah.
Will says, I don't think Everton will get relegated. Do you know what? I'd quite like them to go down, actually. You know, we had a brilliant day yesterday, but I think it's just about time that they keep Luton up. I think they're quite refreshing, Luton. Goodison used to have such an amazing noise atmosphere, and they've had that in some games this season. But yesterday it was just lacking, in my opinion. The Bowling Lounge, thanks for joining us. Hope you are well. Everton are a car crash of a football club at the moment. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't think they know whether they're coming or going or what's going on. Really, they just seem just to be a little bit bemused and bewildered as a football club. But enough about Everton. Lawrence says Alvarez was all over the pitch. That run down the pitch for the goal was awesome. So yeah, so we've gone through the equaliser. We then go into a period of a bit of a barrage on our goal, and you know what I said on the vlog, literally on the 88th minute, I said if we could nick this here, it would be brilliant, because we've been fortunate to keep it level, and of course 2 minutes later we all knew what happened. But for that 20-minute period, again, they continued to batter Areola, and he kept saving every single one.
Yeah, but Souček's clearance off the line, mate, that was superb, to be totally honest. Might go unnoticed by a few people, but you know, he saves off the line and then scores an absolute worldie to give us, you know, the 3 points. I mean, it could have been so different. You know, if things had went the other way, you know, it could have been so different.
Exactly, because of the fantastic restrictive view we had up in the top corner of the stand. I didn't really recognise how good that clearance was. It was all just a bit of a scuffle together. And then when I saw Match of the Day this morning and saw that clearance off and how close it was when they put the goal line technology thing up, it was brilliant. And then we were all like, we're going to have one more chance. That was the sort of feeling, we're going to have one more chance here. And you know, I filmed it, and I can see Goodison has got the ball. He goes to the back post. So I'm like, oh, Souček. And do you know what? In my head, I went, oh, there we go. That's this attack done. He chests it down. I go on. He releases his foot back, and I'm like, there's no way. Honestly, I said to myself, there's no way. I turned to Terry and went, this can't happen. He bended it, and I thought he was going to absolutely pelt this to Anfield, right? He gets the outside of his foot. My jaw dropped to the floor. I look at Ian Bishop. He's like, go on, behind me. And it gets into the top corner, and that place went absolutely ballistic. Mike, could you believe? Did you have to rub your eyes? Because I did.
Oh, I just couldn't believe it. As he hit it, I thought, that's going in. And it just bent in. I thought, I can't believe this. What a strike!
Yeah,
We scored 2 worldy goals this week. 2 of our best goals in a long, long time.
yeah.
And
Emerson's one and that Souček one.
Emerson's takes some beating, but I tell you what, Souček's is pretty close to it, if not better.
And I tell you what, 2 in the Manchester derby have probably overshadowed them today as well. But
probably
no, it was
have to be fair. But I mean, we don't normally score too many goals like that, and we scored 2 in a week. Like,
yeah. Oh, it was just disbelief, and it wasn't the normal sort of celebration. There was more. As I looked round, there was like 3 blokes in front of us. There was a couple of blokes behind, and everyone was just like, "What? What was that? Was that Souček? Was it Souček?" And I was like, and we didn't, I couldn't tell until it hit the net. I was thinking, this is going about 30 yards wide. This could hit the corner flag, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, this whole corner, and then the blokes came from behind. I've got a bruise on my leg for where I nearly fell over down into the next row. Honestly, it was absolute mayhem, and it was just pure disbelief more than anything else. People going mental, everyone's going, what on earth has just happened? Like, honestly, the last minute winner, you cannot beat it. And then all of a sudden you've had that, you're chanting, it's brilliant. And then all of a sudden, wake up, West Ham, come on. Let's not mess about here. Let's not concede another goal. They had a corner and we were all like, oh God. And we were like singing to sort of like trying, and then Souček headed it away or something. And then Bowen gets the ball and Usain Bolt comes running behind him, overtakes him. And then Bowen perfectly executes the ball through to Edson Alvarez, and he perfectly chips it over that idiot Pickford. And it's into the back of the net. And that was it then. And celebrations times 2 happens again. An amazing finish, 2 fantastic finishes in a space of 5 minutes, and that was the real, we've done it now, and we've managed to nick these 3 points. And Mike,
I think it's worried, James, because Alvarez could see Antonio out wide. He thought, I've got to get in front of him because he ain't going to put this away. And Alvarez probably thought, I've got to get in front of him because 1-on-1 Antonio, no.
Absolutely. Do you know what I thought?
He dinked it like a seasoned centre forward. Yeah, lovely little dink.
Yeah, and you could tell what it meant to him as well, because I didn't really recognise until after that was his first Premier League goal. And you could really tell what that meant, because he really gave it some. And then Bowen came knee sliding over, and they had a hug, and he did the irons, and there was something that I haven't seen in that team since Arsenal away, and there was a bit of unity there, Mike. There was a real bit of unity because they all came over at the end, and just for those 2 goals, Souček took his shirt off and he did his helicopter, and there was some real giving it and passion to the fans, which we've just missed. And all of a sudden, in the space of a week, we've gone from being just absolutely negative to a team yesterday that we were proud of, that stuck in, that showed grit, determination, and it wasn't pretty. That was never going to be a pretty football match. That was always going to be a throwback, always. And I think we just showed our character and resilience to stick in there, and then to show our quality, which we have in our, which we have in our squad team. I should say, we haven't got a squad, to then win the game, Mike.
To me, honest mate, football fans are fickle.
Yeah,
and I'm no different from anyone else. At the end of the day, I did say last week, maybe the end of the season we could wave goodbye to David, but I'd love to see us have a decent season and him go out in the right way. And that's, from now on, I think, what have we got, 11 games left? If we could win another 5 or 6, we've got a chance into Europe again. And let's face it, what an achievement that would be.
Absolutely, and again, another reference, there was about 30 or 40 just to our right in the away end, and 3 occasions during the game sang "We've Got a Super David Boys," and Moyes came over at the end, and he didn't really come all the way over, which is probably, after what's happened in the last few weeks, I don't blame him. And there was just a bit of "We've Got Super Deals," and he put his hand up, he acknowledged, and he sort of came and he sort of walked away. But those players, and the Areola, and he came over, he did that, and there was some real passion there, and that's what we like to see. And listen, that fan base deserved that. Yesterday, those 3,000 that were there deserved it, and everybody at home just deserved that bit of relief, that just pure, I I don't even know what it was. Just, yeah, I can't even find the word. Just pure brilliance and amazement and jubilation. That's the word. Just the pure jubilation was there, and really reignited the fan base and got us interested in it again, because I just felt a bit of disconnection over the last few weeks, and it seems like that's been reinstalled back again, Mike.
Yeah, the fans deserve it. You know, they travelled every away game. Some of them go to absolutely every away game.
Yeah.
You know, I was at Fulham when we got duffed up 5-0, you know, and the fans were still singing that day. And I thought, well, you know, and I was one of them that was belting out, you know, because at the end of the day, Jake, you know, you've got to go through some of those bad times to enjoy the good times. And then you really can enjoy the good times when they come.
Absolutely. You know, these fans deserve days like yesterday. And, you know, we came out after, straight into the concourse. The first person I see is Dodsey. We give him a handshake, and he's like, and we said, did you have to go through that snow this morning? Boy, we did have to go through that snow. All them in Essex who had a train up and all the rest of it, they didn't have the proper experience yesterday. We had about that much of snow. We were going through lanes to get the Terrys, and then we got on the road and properly got up. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, and there just seemed to be that bit of excitement back again, and everybody coming out, and it was chucking it down with rain, and everyone was just singing Bubbles on the street outside the away end, and yeah, it was just a brilliant top class away day. I think it topped Brighton, I'm going to be totally honest, just because of the situation we've been in before the last 7 days, and how much that's probably now shifted and changed, and how much that was just needed within the fan base, and you know, it's good to be comfortably winning 3-1 with 20 minutes to go. But sometimes, Mike, in a situation like that, you just can't beat a last-minute winner away from home, can you?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, mate, yeah, it is the best feeling. It is absolutely the best feeling. And like I said, those fans just thoroughly deserve that, to be able to, you know, enjoy that result. I mean, realistically, I'm looking at our fixtures today, the remaining fixtures, and I think it's possible we can pick up those 5 or 6 months that we need, you know, but we just got to be resilient, and we got to keep going give it 100% in every game from now on.
For sure. Before we carry on, Larry's put a tenner in the chat. Larry, thank you very much. This is for Everton after we robbed them late in the match yesterday. It's greatly appreciated, Larry. Thank you very much indeed for your support. We'll come back to the rest of your comments in a second. So you just referenced the games that we, you know, the final 11 left and how many wins we can get. Look, if we're being totally honest, Burnley next week, and this is no disrespect to Burnley, but we should be beating Burnley, right? So let's just say that. After Burnley, we've then got Villa at home. If we can get a point now, I take a point now.
Yeah,
because Villa are a good side. Newcastle away, I think we're struggling there, to be totally honest, because that's after Europe. I think is that after Europe? I don't know. Spurs home, I think we're struggling there. Wolves away, I'm going to be honest, if we could get a point there, I'd take it. Fulham at home, Fulham are a good side. Palace away, we've got to be winning that. Liverpool at home, we're struggling. Chelsea away, a point. Luton at home, got to be beating there. Man City away, we're struggling there. So look, we have got some tough games mixed in with some winnable games in there as well. But if we, you know, we've got Europe to come back, so we've got to take that into consideration as well. But as long as we keep ticking the points over and winning the games that on paper we should be winning, then we're going to be in the balance for that Europe spot, Mike.
Yeah, we will. I mean, like I say, there's a few games there which, you know, not being disrespectful.
Some maybes, you know.
Not being disrespectful, but we could pick up points. I mean, Wolves always go on a good little run and then peak, right? You know, we've had our bad run, hopefully. We can get back into another decent little run, even if it's picking up a few draws here and there. I mean, I'll tell you what, if we do pick up a few wins before we play that Liverpool game, the Liverpool game, as it always is, will be a brilliant atmosphere if we keep getting a few points. And we're still in Europe as well, you know, and they won't want to come there because we give them some damn good games over the last few years there. Yeah. So
and the incentive,
really looking forward to that one.
And the incentive just to shove it to Klopp as well is what is something that we all share.
do we?
It would be good, wouldn't it? Do you know what? I'd love nothing more. We were talking about this on the car, in the car on the way out yesterday. Wolves are play Liverpool on the final day at Anfield. Could you imagine Gary O'Neill beating Jurgen Klopp and giving it the yes?
Go on.
I'd love nothing more.
Yeah.
Give it, guys. Give it, guys. That's Larry's grill. There we go. Look at
Oh,
that. There we go. Share it out, Larry. Share it out. That's what he's been cooking at this afternoon. Larry, give me an explanation. What is some of this stuff? I can see some sausages. I presume is that chicken? I don't know. Is that mussels? What's that there? Larry, tell me, mate. What's that there? Tell us what it is. Tell us
looks
what
like
it is.
someone's
We are
finger.
intrigued. It does. Right, let's scroll up and take some of your comments then, shall we? Where did I get to? We'll start about here. Graham says, I can't get overly excited that we have beaten two poor teams, although I am happy for the points. We are led by a dinosaur and he must still go. Look, yeah, they are two poor teams. We've got to stay grounded by that. If we can win our next one, that's 3 from 3 against teams that we should be beating. And as I said earlier, if we can continue to beat the teams that we should on paper be beating, then we're going to be in with a shot. And you know, you're right with Wolves, Mike. They can go on a really good run and then be crap for 3 weeks. So look, there's it ebbs and flows. And Newcastle, again, there's some really inconsistent sides in the balance for this 6th/7th European spot. So if we can just get a bit of consistency back, listen, we've got Europe to contend with, which the others don't, but we've got to, you know, we know how to do that now. We're seasoned pros. That sounds weird saying, in these European competitions. Now we should know how to deal with it, and we've just got to win the games that we know we can win.
Yeah, I mean, you say we should be winning these games, but there's a few games that we've lost recently that maybe we should have won. You know, we shouldn't have lost away at Forest, really. We should have got at least a point there. Drawn at home to the likes of Bournemouth and Palace, we should have really beaten both of them. So, okay, we have got over our bogey teams a bit this year, which is good. The Brightons and the Brentfords, we've actually done okay against. Yeah, picked up points at least, but yeah. I don't think there's such thing as an easy game. Although we've Arsenal got Sheffield United tomorrow night, and well, you'd be a madman to bet against Arsenal not getting a few goals.
5, 6, 7, something like that. Something like that. But yeah, to be honest, I don't even think I'll watch it. I'll just look at it after. If it's anything below 3, I'll be shocked. Happy Hammer says, I'm with you there, Jake. Already Toffee's getting relegated. Yeah, I wouldn't mind them dropping down. To be totally honest, wooden flooring in that upper tier. Wooden flooring. How's that pass health and safety checks? I don't know. Sean Upwell, he says Everton just have to survive at all costs. New stadium finances. Yeah, it really would hit them hard if they go down. But I'd like Luton to stay up. I think that would be really refreshing for the league, if I'm totally honest. It would be good. It would be good. Lawrence says, good shout, Mike. Potato Salad's goal save was huge. That clearance was just out of this world. When I watched it back, I recognised how good that was. The Manx are only 5 points ahead of us, reaching distance. Exactly. We're back up into 7th now. Is it 5 points? I'm just looking here. I've got it as 2 on my.
Only 2 would have been. I mean, if they'd have worked because they were winning, they were stretching the gap when they was winning 1-0, and I thought, no, we want this. This is the last thing we want, because Man United have just come off a good little run, but now they've lost a couple. I mean, you know what
they are just 2 points off us.
Yeah, we're 42, they're 44.
44.
I mean, yeah. I mean, close the gap there. Why not? I'd love to finish above them.
That would be good. That would be good, wouldn't it? Right, we've got another guest. Here he is. Back from Everton. Nigel, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I've been trying to get on here for 15 minutes, and it wouldn't let me in for some reason.
Oh, no, I don't know why. Nigel, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Only got back this afternoon.
Oh yeah, I think let's make a weekend of it as always.
You stay up there, mate. I don't blame you.
Yeah, we went up on about 5 o'clock in the morning. Do you want to hear a really funny story?
Oh, go on, why not?
So I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll start loading the car, and it's raining. So my daughter's coming to look after the dog, and her fella has left a dry robe, them like Mac things that everyone's wearing. He's left one of them. So I put it on over the top of my coat, and I had it on for about 15 minutes loading the car. And then after getting soaked, walking like half hour to the ground. I get there, I'm just about to go in. The sniffer dog comes up to me and does me. And I went, well, I don't even smoke. Of course, I realised I've had his coat on.
Oh,
obviously, the remnants of something that's been left in his pockets has rubbed off on me, and with him being in his 20s, and I wind up. Then the worst thing was Una's like, "Where's he gone?" And she's looking for me, and I've got a camo jacket on, haven't I? So looking like the Predator, I can't be seen anywhere. And but I finally managed to get in the ground. The fella said to me, though, he was like, there was all blokes being pulled up saying, yeah, but I don't smoke or anything, mate. And I'm there going, yeah, everyone in this queue's innocent, mate. Honestly, mate, it's so funny.
Yeah.
He said to me, if you've got anything, mate, he said they'll only take it off you and you just won't be able to get in the game. He said, but if you've got anything more, we'll just hand you over to the police. I was like, but mate, I ain't got anything. You know what I mean? It was funny though, because they pulled up some young lad, and as they pulled him to the side, a load of Rizzler papers fell out of his pocket and that, which made me laugh even more. But yeah, that was my little bit of excitement pre-game.
Yeah. There were some quite rigorous searches actually, and you had your search, and I got actually hand searches. You hadn't been hand searched for a while. Usually it's just their magic wands that they whisk round, but I had a proper search, and then went through. I had to walk past the dogs, and I'm not.
Well,
really
they gave me the full bifter, mate. I had the full. Well, it's like I was doing a prison visit or something.
honestly, they must think that I'm as blooming bad as they get, because I like shuffle past the dogs because I really don't like dogs, and I just try and get past the dogs. I look as guilty as anyone walking past them sniffer dogs, because I'm like, yeah, get me past these dogs, because I do not like dogs, and it's not because I got drugs on me, it's just because I don't like dogs.
Yeah. Funny though, good little story, don't it?
Yeah. See, I was in the upper tier, you were in the lower tier. Were the limbs just as good down there?
I was looking for you because you sent your dad put a picture on, and it looked like he was in the back of the lower tier.
We weren't, no.
There's a good bit of banter yesterday, wasn't there? Eh?
No, there was, yeah. We'll keep that. We'll keep, what was chanted at Goodison Park will stay at Goodison Park. But
there's some new chants I was going to sing live on air.
What, stand up if you've got a job?
Sit down if you're unemployed.
Yeah, sit down if you're unemployed. And words to the effect. I tell you what, not much rustled up those Everton fans, but the one thing that did get them was a bit of God Save the King. They all stood up then and started to really go for it.
When we go offline, I've got another little story for you that was quite funny that went on in the crowd. I can't say it online because it's like it's one of them.
And the F the Scousers in response to their political chant as well was rather amusing.
Financial fair play is coming for you. I like that one.
Financial fair play is coming for you. Or wasn't there another one I couldn't quite grasp? You've got the ref, he cheats just like you or something?
Yeah. He was cheating, wasn't he? To be fair, he didn't give us a lot yesterday, did he?
He was poor, wasn't he? He was really, really poor. But overall, those last 5 minutes, Nigel, were the limbs down there just as good as they were upstairs? How did you feel?
I've got some good video of people getting arrested and that. As I was coming past me, being manhandled by the old Bill, like they were still cheering, some of them. But yeah, it was mental. When do you know what? Soon I thought when he'd controlled that Souček, it looked like it hung in the air. I thought they're just going to converge on him and he won't be able to get a shot off. And as soon as I saw him, as soon as he connected with it and how flat the trajectory, I thought when it flew in, mate, I couldn't believe what a goal. What a goal. And we was all saying, I was thinking, I just did think though we had a little bit more quality than them. And I did think, plus if we got the chance, we win. But Al, you probably spoke about it already during the show, but Alvarez and Areola were next level yesterday. Yeah. Both of them. When he steamed through at the end, Alvarez, you know what? I knew he'd score because I just think he's got a little bit about him, and he's like, he should have scored in the first half with that when he dragged it wide and had that shot. But we rode our luck yesterday, and Areola was phenomenal. And yeah, what a brilliant away day.
Yeah, for sure. We spoke about Areola at length, but not really the impact that Alvarez had on the game, Mike, which was profound as well. And it just reinforces when he's removed, it all falls apart. Alvarez is just a class act. We've replaced a really good centre defensive midfielder with one nearly just as good.
He played a lovely through ball to Goodison, who got on a one-on-one with Pickford, and thought he should have done maybe a little bit better. He was unlucky because he had two men round him, Goodison, to be fair. But he played a lovely through ball over the top. You know, he keeps it simple most of the time, but he's got that in him as well. He's got that long pass in him as well. He's quality player. There's no doubt.
When he was going through the play, he was striding through midfield yesterday, jinking from side to side, and he looked a proper player, didn't he?
Yeah. And so I thought wins that ball back, shields it, and then just knocks that little ball off. And I mean, when he's not there, we miss him big time.
We do. And, apart from him, I thought we did get bullied a little bit in midfield yesterday. There's some real strength in there. And at times I thought they sort of, overtook us in that extent. And we were bullied physically a little bit. But Alvarez was the mainstay there and just sat in front of that back line and was superb. But yeah, Ian Bishop, we saw Bish yesterday. I had a little chat with Ian Bishop. He was a top man. Him and his wife were really getting into it towards the end. They were loving it. Absolutely loving it. And he did take a particular joyful smile towards, he sang Bubbles and he also sang Ludo McCloskey. He sang nothing else. He sang Bubbles and Ludo McCloskey as he played with Ludo, and he loved that chant. And he was top class. He was having photos, everybody. He did a quick interview with me at half time. You can see that on the vlog. He had a picture of me as well. He was really, really, really down to earth and a real top bloke as well. So Ian Bishop, because he came up into the concourse and they were all singing, "There's only one Ian Bishop." And then we realised he was there. And then we went up to the seat and he was like about two seats to the right in the next row. And we're like, oh, all right. It was brilliant.
I love Bish. He always gave it everything he got. Yeah. He had. I mean, there's a good picture of him having Roy Keane by the throat.
I've seen that. Stuart Slater's with him.
Yeah. And he's got Keane by the throat like this. Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I remember the days of old Bish playing Bishop and Morley.
Moncur and Bishop in the middle midfield. I love both of them.
I'll tell you something, right? What I looked at yesterday. If we was ever looking to sign a centre back, mate, we should be looking at Branthwaite. How good is he?
He was so controlled and calculated, wasn't he?
Yeah. Them couple of challenges he made when we could have scored, and I don't know why we just kept hitting the ball long because he was.
We didn't win one header, did we?
No. He was winning everything. I'll tell you what, he's an hell of a player. Him.
Honestly, I like. There's two centre halves in that league, two English players, Kilman at Wolves and Brathwaite at Everton. I'll tell you, I'd go out big time and get them, both of them. Yeah. I really would.
He's a fantastic player, that Brathwaite. Really, really good.
He is. Yeah. And what was glaringly obvious is we kept lumping the ball up. I don't think we won one header that then fell to our own man for a second ball. When Areola or whoever lumped it up, I'm not just play it on the floor. We've got better players than them technically. And we continue with Antonio not on the pitch for 70 minutes to lump the ball up. And we didn't win a header. He had a field day, Brathwaite. Him and Tarkowski just won everything in the air. And that was our real Achilles heel in the game because we couldn't then get control of it because every time we were lumping it up, we were losing it. And we weren't winning second balls in midfield from them either. So that was where we really struggled, and we just didn't seem to really catch hold of that and grasp it and change, which was frustrating. Will says Areola Alvarez busting a gut in the 94th minute on a 50-yard run. Love that. Funny I said Areola by mistake. Areola busted his gut by running. Was it the Souček goal or the Alvarez goal? Yeah. He ran the whole length of the pitch to come over and celebrate. And I think just that whole team is unified again there, and you could tell from that as well. And you were a bit more up close to them at the end, Nigel. I don't know if you stayed to the end, but there was some real sort of,
my seats were right in row R, which are on the back wall, and it was like a palace when you've got that tiny little, you can't see. And then I saw some mates down the front, and they waved me down, and I just went and stood right at the front. So it was like,
it was brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah.
I did well. With me and Una was the only people that got done with a pint of beer. It just hit the bit above us, and then it all went over everyone, well, the majority of people. But then where it was dripping down, it just kept dripping on us, like continuously. So and Una ended up with all beer in her hair. So
oh dear. Yeah. Before we carry on, hit that. Beer shampoo, yeah, in stores now. And it's also in stores now. Hit that like button if you haven't already. 25 likes. Let's get that up to 30 or 40. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Come on, 56 watching. We can get up to 50. Why not? Smash that like button. Sets up with much needed confidence going into that Freiburg match. We're coming into form at exactly the precise right time with Europe coming back into the fray. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Matt, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Humble pie has to be eaten because I was positive Zuma shouldn't have started. Glad Moyes didn't need any of my advice. Listen, I said on the vlog, Zuma starting is a bit bizarre, and then he goes and scores and puts in a decent performance. So that, I think, shut up most of the fan base. Listen, he wasn't fantastic, but he scored the goal and he didn't make any glaringly obvious mistakes. And him and Mavropanos steadied the ship quite nicely. And I hate to say it, somebody put a picture up earlier, Mike, on Twitter of the games that Gerd has played, we've lost, and the games he hasn't played, we've won recently, which is unfortunate, but probably proves a point.
Yeah. He's made too many mistakes, or Gerd has. Yeah. But hey, we're going to need him with all these games coming up, so he's going to get some time on the pitch, that is for sure.
Yeah, Soufal doesn't get a shout. I mean, he was again. He's a fantastic player. He doesn't get a lot of pundits, the plaudits, but he's a tremendous player, mate. Effort-wise, there's not many more players in the team that put in more effort than he does.
Oh, for sure. Effort is second to none. Look, he did have a downturn of form slightly, as did everybody over that sort of rocky period of time we had. But I think, yesterday consolidated his class in that side. And I thought he was brilliant. Freshfield just come in with irons. Fair enough.
Did you see the back heel?
Yeah. And that control as well. We hoofed the ball up, or it was lumped up.
Yeah.
Then he just sort of just controlled it down on his right foot. And I was like, what? It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Gary says, Man City last game of the season, probably have to watch them pick up the league trophy. I wouldn't mind that. I'd love them to win the league because I can't stand the Jurgen Klopp winning the league, and I can't stand Mikel Arteta winning the league. So Man City is the best option.
City. City. Yeah. That's funny because on the way home yesterday, we had like a half-hour walk home from back to the car.
Yeah.
We parked up in the Asda, which is up about 10 minutes up the road from Anfield. And I got back in and put TalkSport on, and they was going berserk about the Nunes goal and about the owner coming down onto the pitch. But it's dreadful, just dreadful refereeing.
Oh,
can you imagine if that was us? We'd be going mental, wouldn't we?
Exactly. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. Right, Larry's put in what his food was. Let's get this back up again, because why the hell not? Jalapeno poppers with cream cheese and bacon, sausages, chicken thighs, and wings. So the jalapeno poppers with cream cheese. That's what that is. That's what the fingers are, Mike, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
And then you've got your sausages on the side there, and then your chicken thighs and wings. Larry, that's superb, mate. Absolutely superb. Right, some more comments. Let's see what you guys are saying. Usual suspect, Wraith Rovers were you had your bet on Wraith Rovers usual, didn't you? Wraith Rovers were 2 up at half time on Friday evening, then conceded 3 in the second half to bottom of the league. No, you had a few quid on that usual, didn't you? Oh, honestly. We've got Super David Moyes, yeah. Something of the sort. All good. All good. But
Everton fans were on there last night saying they wanted him, Jake. Everton fans were on TalkSport saying we want Moyes back.
They can take him. Yeah, they can take him. Brathwaite's only 21 as well. Looks like a Rolls Royce for centre half. So good.
Good player.
So good. Nick Capuelli says, what a week, Jake. 7 goals, scored 6 points and a bucket load of potato salad. It's lovely as well. It's glorious. It is glorious. Hope you well, Nick. 60 people on the chat, 22 likes. Smash the like as potato salad did with the goal in the 90th minute. Absolutely. Mike, I want you to sum up that Souček strike in one word. What was your initial reaction in one word?
Well, it's just wow.
Wow, yeah.
It was wow. When he hit it, I just went, wow, where did that come from? Oh, so surely that is Zinedine Zidane out there, not Thomas Souček. I
Absolutely.
couldn't believe it. What a strike.
My reaction was yes about 30 times. You can hear it on the vlog. I went, yes, yes, yeah. I was in disbelief. I was like, yes, yeah. People were coming from behind and pushing into us and down onto the next row. And oh, it was crazy. Nigel, was your one word reaction clean, or did it involve a swear word?
No, definitely loads of swearing. And, it was just, but I was blown away. What a goal! What a goal! It's one of the best goals of. Do you know what I mean? When we needed it at that time, and just as soon as he hit it, I thought it's just time to still hit the net, and I was like, wow, what a goal! What a strike! And everyone feels the same way. You know, I didn't think he had a hope in here. When it went across, it seemed to drop too far behind him. And they'd been, as soon as we got a chance in the box, they'd been just on us. I thought by the time it drops, he's not going to be able to get a shot off. But he did, and as soon as he hit it, and it was that flat the way, and when it hit the net, it was just an unbelievable strike.
Yeah,
Great
I mentioned
skill.
this earlier because we were actually behind the goal, if that makes sense. So they left up in the corner. I didn't know until it hit the net. I was like, this is going miles wide. This is going to hit the corner flag. And it didn't. And it just rifled into the top corner. And I was like, oh my God.
I got Alvarez's goal on video because
I got all three. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, all three. Oh, yeah. All three are on the vlog. It's brilliant, honestly.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, it was class. Gary says, I heard that on TalkSport too. They would take Moyes as their new manager. I would drive him there for nothing. Fair enough. Right, Mike. Just sum it all up, mate. Everything about it. Just sum it up.
Oh, mate. I mean, that is the best way to win a game, to score 2 goals like that after 90 minutes, and as an away fan, well, you'll know it's the best day out ever if you can do that. Yeah. Because let's face it, we didn't play brilliantly. We rolled our luck. Areola's fantastic. But to win football matches, you got to score goals. And we have scored some absolute belters this week, some really good goals. Yeah. And bring it on. Let's have some more.
Goals. I like London buses for West Ham. We hadn't scored one in open play for a month before last Monday. We've now scored 7 goals. I mean, a couple of them were from corners, but we scored 7 goals in our entirety over the last week and over 2 games. That is a sensational return. And what just summed it up, I went outside and we saw Nicky, so I went into the fan count. We just shared a bit of just a collective chuckle at what we saw. And we were like, how has that happened? Like, literally, how has that happened? But Nigel, sum it up similar to Mike in a couple of sentences from what you saw and your reaction.
There's games. Goodison Park doesn't hold many happy memories for me. I've seen us lose there many times. Yeah. And I was talking to him before. I said this. I went around to the home ground, the home end, and I was taking photos of the street. And because obviously we're not going to be going there again. It's the last game there. So my last visit to Goodison Park, to see that, it just put the icing on the cake, and it's given me a bit of a boost, and it's given the team a bit of confidence going into the European game. And I think that it's been great to be a West Ham fan this week. Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, absolutely. Hammer time. It wasn't miss hit cross. It wasn't. He meant every last part of it. Don't you dare. In response to Gary driving Moyes up to Everton, Will's going to follow him just in case he breaks down. Oh, brilliant. Fresh Fielder says, don't underestimate Thomas Souček. Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. His clearance off the line, the ball was an inch away from being in the goal. That was decisive. And I just felt like there are scripts in football, and that at the end wasn't in any script that anybody wrote, and I'm 100% sure of that. Can we be a unanimous agreement of a man of the match award goes to Alphonse Areola?
Oh yeah.
He was outstanding, closely followed by Alvarez.
Yeah. For sure. Before we go, we'll just talk about because the substitutions were they weren't booed, but there was a few quite frank reactions to Ward-Prowse being taken off for Phillips, and a lot of people said it should have been Souček. They were soon silenced, of course, towards the end of the game. But the sort of bring on Antonio as a super sub for 20 minutes, I thought that worked because we looked a little bit out of ideas at that point. Nigel, I don't know whether you noticed, on about 70 minutes, they were barraging us a little bit and we were a bit out of ideas. We couldn't get hold of the ball and try and just keep hold of it. We brought Antonio on and we had a couple of chances where we had a couple of runs. I think Goodison had a run through and Bowen had a run through on goal. And it was just that outlet of Antonio that just helped us keep the ball for a moment. I think Antonio's role is that super sub for 20 minutes just to give us that bit of energy.
I think it was it wasn't the case of really Antonio. I think he came on and he gave him something else to think about. But when you noticed that Bowen slightly dropped back and got a bit more involved in the game, so I think that made a bit of a difference as well. Bowen dropping back and actually getting more of the ball. Because if you think about it, he picked it up for the last goal, didn't he? And he was a bit busier then because it just switches the whole demographic of the game. Because it switches, and then Everton are like, they're like, oh, we've got someone else to mark now. We've got, it changed their shape a little bit, didn't it? So
for sure.
That's what I think happened, yeah. But I mean, Antonio done all right when he come on. But,
and it's just those minor tactical shifts that change things, Mike. And what Nigel said about Bowen was bang on, dropping back in a little bit more and getting more involved and picking up the ball in deeper areas to then go through. I mean, it showed for the final goal how much it worked, and it's just those shifts when we're not quite doing it where tactically they got it spot on.
Yeah, I think he changed it around a couple of times, didn't he? Because Paguao popped into the middle, and they swapped it around a little bit. But he's ideal to come on with 20 minutes to go. There's not many defenders of that are going to want to face that, are they? 75 minutes into a game, and you got Antonio running at you. Cool. You don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what he's going to do. He don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to cause them problems. Full stop. So it's working brilliantly at the moment. And for once, okay. Who else did he bring on? Bonner as well. I mean, Phillips did okay when he came on. To be fair, he was okay.
I thought he was invisible.
He wasn't great, but it's getting to the stage now.
His positional sense was quite good, I thought. So I mean, let's face it, the guy's still not had many minutes, has he? He's going to have some soon because with the 3 games next week, he's going to be needed.
Yeah,
100%. Sure. So you going to Freeborg, Mike?
I'm not going out there. No, I'm going to the home game.
Good stuff.
I really would love us to get through the next round and definitely go to the next game.
I'll tell you what.
We're
Brighton away.
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you what, Nigel. I've heard your plan and fair play.
Oh God, yeah. It's not a plan. It's actually happening.
Well, yeah, it's actually happening.
How you getting there, mate?
Oh, don't even go into it. No, we've got to go. I got to go to bed.
I'm going to London, 5 o'clock in the morning, jumping on a coach, going to Paris, arrive at Paris at 6, go and see my sister for a couple of hours. Then I'm going into Switzerland, then for Freiburg, get there on Wednesday. On the way back, I leave Freiburg on the Friday morning, then I'm going through to Brussels, spend some time in Brussels, and then back to London. So, but I'm taking my old backpack with me, having a right little adventure.
Oh, why not, mate? Enjoy it.
Basically, when we all chant we're all going on a European tour, Nigel literally is. He is going. He is, literally doing.
I'm going to do a vlog. I'm going to do a little blog on it.
Are you?
It'd be quite a laugh. Yeah. So when I see a little journey, something always happens to me. Always.
No doubt.
Something nice will happen.
Yeah.
Don't take your daughter's boyfriend's coat.
No, I definitely won't take his coat with me.
No, please don't. Geordie's in the building. Hope you well. We're just 2 points behind you in the points table, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough fight for that for that Europa League and the Conference League spot as well. Yeah, there's sort of congested bunch of teams in there, and I think most of them have still got to play each other left as well. We've still got to play Newcastle and Wolves that are still in that hat, and you could argue Fulham are coming.
Must win games.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Newcastle, Wolves, those games are the ones that we simply have to win if we're going to overcome these sides and finish above them in these European places. Moy saying Alvarez struggles to last 90, then watches him turn into Usain Bolt in the 96th minute. And my eyes just followed him. And, I was watching, one eye was with Bowen and my other eye was just watching Alvarez just go through. And then I had no doubt, as soon as he got the ball, it was a perfect pass from Bowen. As soon as he got it, I had no doubt it was going in for sure. But yeah, we will leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. Thanks for your comments and input on tonight's show. It's been a joy as always. Mike, finish things off, mate. Just move on to Thursday now, and with this newfound confidence that we've received over the last 7 days.
Let's take this confidence in these next 3 games next week, and let's get 3 results. We should be on a high. We should go out there. We shouldn't, all these games, these next 3 games, we could possibly win all 3. And if we do, then we're on the crest of a wave.
We are. And if we can keep solid on all fronts that we remain in, if we can hopefully, best case scenario, keep up our form, hopefully our form doesn't detract in the Premier League and get through in Europe, because believe me, Nigel, that's going to be one hell of a European tour. I'm praying that we get through and we get a decent one to go to, and that'll be the quarterfinals then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, ideally we want Milan or Roma.
No, I want us to get through. We want Milan or Roma in the semis or the final. Let's get through a couple of games first. Let's have a couple more nice adventures.
They're all good teams, Jake. You don't want to be getting Leverkusen, do you? Or they're all good. I'd rather play someone like Roma than Leverkusen or Liverpool or Brighton.
Could you imagine going up to Liverpool? I'd be so disappointed.
Mate, don't. That place. I've had so much disappointment there over the last few years. And how many times have I been to Merseyside these last couple of years? I might as well buy an house there.
Fair enough. Boys, thank you very much indeed. As always, have a good week. I'm sure we will catch up again soon. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Nigel.
Right.
Cheers, Jake.
What a win it was. What a dramatic final few minutes. How Goodison Park it was yesterday. I've got a nice bruise on my leg from those limbs. So thank you very much to all the West Ham fans who created that around us. It was certainly fun in those final stages of that game. A superb Souček stunner and an amazing Alvarez effort to chip the keeper and to get things done in the end. So thank you very much indeed, everybody. It was an amazing win, an amazing away day. You can go and check out the vlog on the channel. If I do say so myself, I'm pretty proud of it. I think it is modestly good. So go and watch the vlog if you haven't already. It's up on the channel and there's some shorts and reactions and all sorts there. Nigel, I think, did a reaction last night as well. It's all just merged into one. I've got no idea what's happened, but it's all up on the channel. Go and watch it. Go and digest it all. And until I'm going to have a couple of days off now, we will return Tuesday, Wednesday with European coverage, of course, with our away leg. Nigel's setting off tomorrow, is it, or something, to get his 15
Tuesday
buses
morning,
to get
mate.
to Freiburg.
Early doors Tuesday.
Proper
Tuesday. European tour, mate.
Absolutely. From us, come on your irons, and we will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much. Keep the faith if you can, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. How did Souček do that? How did he do it? Thanks, boys.